Intelligent hauntings. That's what we're talking about. On this episode of Paranormal Lens. Let's get intelligent, you guys, for the first time in
I've never
12
been
episodes.
intelligent in my
We're
life.
not intelligent whatsoever.
Actually, I was intelligent before college. I was a
Before
I
college.
thought you were gonna say before this podcast.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Like, I think my intelligence took a nosedive.
I
Uncle
don't think I'm
Bunkable.
intelligent at all. Actually, that's not true. Everyone's intelligent in their own way.
What's the topic?
See, that's the thing. I'm not intelligent with remembering topics.
But you can go on a whole
But I'm
spiel about the most obscure esoteric shit.
Like owls.
She's reading a book on the Rosicrucians now, so it'll be interesting to go more in depth on
I'm
what I.
trying to. It's just I feel guilty every single time I sit down and read when I should probably be doing schoolwork or cleaning the apartment. I feel guilty just doing anything that's on my own, like anything that's fun whatsoever.
Sounds like you need therapy. We can talk about that more after this podcast. Welcome to our podcast, where we take deep dives.
Looking at various topics through a
Paranormal Lens.
Okay, let's come back, guys, from the intro. Welcome back to this podcast episode. We left you on a cliffhanger last week, kind of saying we would talk more about intelligent hauntings this episode. That was already the plan. We just kind of veered towards that last topic unintentionally, as these tend to go in directions we don't anticipate. So I kind of jumped in and cut everyone off and said, hey, this is our slated topic for next week. We talked about residual hauntings already through a wonderful metaphor of cheese and sandwiches. We use that to kind of frame our discuss. We sound like idiots.
This is why we say
just
we're not
talk about how
intelligent.
none of us are intelligent.
But we're stripping away the metaphors, and we are doing this without a menu because we are really serious about intelligent hauntings. I'm seriously skeptical of them. Mic drop.
Get out of here. Leave.
Get out of here.
Leave.
No, but do you guys believe in intelligent hauntings, or am I the only one?
I think there are intelligent.
Yeah, I
hauntings.
think there are. Like, I don't know if I've.
What counts as an intelligent haunting, though?
Have you had a two-way communication with a ghost? Where
I would say so, yeah.
you have talked to a ghost, and the ghost knows it is talking to you and has talked back to you.
Do they know it's talking to me? I don't know.
That's an intelligent communication. It's a two-way communication. When I'm talking to you, Angela, right now, we're engaging in discourse. You are aware of what's going on. You're an intelligent person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a compliment.
I would say that I believe intelligent hauntings are a thing. Whether or not I have had an interaction with one, it is hard to say other than what we talked about at the last podcast with the spirit box session I did. It's like I've said, is like ghost hunting, all equipment, everything is all theoretical. So it is hard to say whether or not something is intelligent or not based on our interactions with or without equipment.
Yeah.
Yes. I guess I have two main questions I want to get. One is like,
feel like it all depends. Sorry, I just
no,
want to
go
say
ahead,
this
go
one
ahead.
back.
Yes.
I just feel like it all depends if it's an intelligent hunting, if like you still have a conscience when you die. Like, does the soul have a conscience? You know?
That's a big question.
That's a big question.
So you think
Don't you
Angela,
need to have a conscience to be intelligent?
do you think when the brain, okay, so let's reel this in a little bit. When the brain stops, does
It's not about the brain, it's about the soul.
But do you think the soul is separate from the bodily functions? So the
Yeah, I
brain
think the
and the
soul is
the
separate from your
neurons,
body. You have a
like
soul
what's
in your
creating
now.
thought right now? What do you think is creating thought?
The brain.
Okay.
But the
So I
soul
need
may
I
have
need
an
to
influence.
think.
I don't know how this
I
works.
need
I
to
don't know.
think, right? I can't talk to you if I don't have brain function. I can't think. I can't process what you're saying and then formulate a response. So, do you think they're independent, so to speak, so that when the brain stops, the soul or whatever you're using to define the spirit that you're communicating with, do you think it can still process information and retain information? Where does it retain that
Well, I
information?
guess the question is, what is a soul?
I'm asking what is the brain? We're asking different
The
questions.
brain is your head in your head.
Okay.
All the neurons and
I'm not even attempting to answer the question of what is
waves.
this spirit or what is this soul. I'm asking that
But I
thing,
feel
whatever it is, whatever that thing is, if you want to define it as a soul or define it as a ghost, whatever
hmm
it is, when a brain stops, can it still retain information and think?
that's a big question.
But it's
I
less
so
daunting.
totally zoned out. Um,
I'm not repeating that.
it was way too much for my brain to process, and I'm like gone.
So the
Um,
answer is when Brianna unfortunately meets her demise, her brain will not be able to retain information because she already cannot.
yeah, I already can't. Like the
Okay.
intelligence gone.
So do you think intelligent hauntings rely on the intellect of the living? No, I'm kidding. That's not.
I was
Definitely.
gonna say that's
Okay, the way I frame this, at least to myself, and I think I mentioned this before. Um, when you are watching a video online, right, a YouTube video, you can leave comments. That doesn't
hmm
affect the video itself,
Yeah.
right? Because it's already posted, right? Now, if you're watching a live video, the video, the whoever's behind the scenes can respond back. So the comments have an influence on the video and the direction it goes. It's like a choose your own adventure.
hmm
Ooh, remember those? Now we have TikTok lives.
Mhm.
Um, I kind of view that as kind of what I'm trying to get at with like residual versus intelligent hauntings, where if you engage with an entity, do you have an influence on them? Is it going to respond to you, or is it just doing its thing? And like another thing is like when people watch football games, you ever see someone watching a game on the TV and they yell like, "Pass the ball, pass the ball." Regardless if the person actually passes the ball, it has nothing to do with you telling it to pass the ball. But how many people will say pass the ball, then they pass it, and then they say, "Yeah, he passed the ball." Isn't that what we're doing with ghost hunting? Sometimes, at least like give me that. Like sometimes we say, "What is your name?" and then we hear a name come through the spirit box, and we just assume it's an intelligent entity.
Mhm.
Couldn't
Yeah.
it just be they like would it have said its name regardless of like
Yeah.
how do you determine that it's aware of you and consciously responding as opposed to it would have just said that regardless? Or like I said before on last week's episode, what if it's all just synchronistic responses?
Yeah. I feel like it's easier for most people to automatically assume intelligence based on like a possible back and forth synchronistic conversation than it is to say that it is some sort of residual. Um, and that's why most things are labeled as intelligent hauntings. But I don't know, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around the possibility that these back and forth kind of conversations that we have sometimes are just coincidental. Like, I don't know, just some responses you get don't always seem like something that would come up in an everyday conversation and leave traces as a residual energy or response. Like the one thing that keeps popping into my brain thinking about this, and I don't know if it would be spoilers be talking about Pere Cheney, um when we had that back and forth EVP conversation You know what I'm talking about?
I do, I do. Uh, you can
Are you?
talk about it. This
Right.
actually, I forgot about this. This isn't.
Is this
I
when we
don't
were
think this.
separated? One at the
Mm-mm.
No, this
campsite,
is
one
when
in the
we
No,
all
no,
came
cemetery?
when we were
together,
all
and
together
it
in
was
the
talk.
cemetery the
We were t
last time we were there.
talking with a child about the
We were,
fire.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
the one thing that keeps ringing in my brain was we were having a back and forth conversation with a little girl. We were doing an EVP session and we kept having responses to what we were saying. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
we weren't hearing them in the moment, so we'd have to go back and listen, change our conversation based on what the voice had said, ask more questions, get more responses, and we kept repeating that. And we got to one point where it's that where we asked, "Oh, do you like to play games?" And it had said ring
Ring
around the
around the
rosy.
rosy. Yeah.
But then we didn't hear that yet. Someone asked, "Oh, do you want to play tag?" And then it we heard a voice come through that said, "Tag." And then we never heard another EVP.
Yeah.
So
As if it tagged someone and ran away.
as exactly like it's like, "Oh,
It's
I like ring around the rosy." If it was residual, it would have like said something along the lines of going with that theme. But someone else said, "Oh, do you want to play tag?" And it had responded with tag. And then we like it acted like we got a voice that sounded like maybe it was engaging and playing, and then we never heard from it again because it ran
yeah.
off and we were supposed to chase it.
I
Like
feel
to
bad
me,
that we
like
never chased
but we never did
the
because
little girl.
who can do who we can't we never saw them.
We can't even see
We
her.
can't play tag. And also I it does not sound like a good idea to play tag with a ghost.
Sounds
Why?
fun to
Um,
me.
This
I don't
sounds
know.
really fun.
It sounds like something out of a horror story. Um, anyways, but like we have those sorts of interactions and I don't know, just to like be like, oh, that's just something coincidental or something, some sort of synchronicity that doesn't sit right. Like that's intelligent. Like you can't just change a conversation midway through and get a response that still has something to do with what you're saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. Um,
Hmm.
do you
So
think
spoilers,
intelligent?
yeah.
Oh, that's fine. We needed to. I highlight that for the purposes of this, and I wager that's not even the most. Like we
No, that's
did
not the
so
most.
much with
Hmm.
this film, both historically and hauntingly,
Uh,
lore
yeah.
wise, haunting wise, and history wise. I would say that. You can
Hauntings in
follow
history.
Hauntings in history. It's the most in-depth investigation, both historically and paranormal-wise, into the Pere Cheney ghost town legend. You can follow the status of the film, which is expected to come out in January, actually,
Called
on
Plague in the
Facebook.
Pines.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram. It's called Pere Cheney Plague in the
And
Pines,
TikTok.
and
They do have a
TikTok now.
TikTok,
TikTok.
yeah.
Yep. So
Not too
look,
much on TikTok, but we'll get there.
we're ramping up as
We're
we get
ramping
closer to
up, yeah.
January. But we did our final shoot not too long ago, which is what Bree was talking about. So if you want to see some and hear some more updates and whatnot, definitely give that page a follow. It's in the show notes below. But getting back to intelligent hauntings, do you think intelligent hauntings are rare
I
or
don't think that,
uncommon?
yeah. I don't think they're as common as people think they are, but I don't think they're as rare as you think they are.
Okay, that's a good answer. Did that interaction at Pure Shini that you described, talking with a child wanting to play tag, and you set it up as a good example of an intelligent interaction, did that feel special to you or more elevated than a different interaction?
I mean, that honestly was one of the best EVP interaction like conversations that
It
I
was
have
pretty
ever
good.
witnessed in person on an investigation.
How do you know you were talking to the little girl?
We don't.
How do you know the little girl knew you
It didn't know us.
or knew you were
Just
talking to it?
interacting with us.
Because it was responding to the questions we were asking.
But you see my point here?
Not
You get
really.
a response to a question. You don't know what it is you're talking to. So how do you extrapolate that? Because there's implications here, and we're going to get into one that people don't really talk about in a second here. But the biggest implication is if you say there's an intelligent haunting there, and you're communicating with a ghost, that means that when people die, you can. These people died at Pere Cheney hundreds of years ago. Hundreds of years into the future, you remain a little girl, and you can still not only talk to the living, comprehend the living, and engage with the living, and have full discourse with the living after you die hundreds of years later. That's the implication when you say it's an intelligent haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with everything that comes along with that?
Comes along with what exactly?
That, all that baggage. When you say that's an intelligent haunting, you're saying, I know that's a little girl that's aware of this conversation. We're aware of each other and the conversation we're having.
Yeah.
And even though she died 200 years ago, she's still a little girl talking to me about playing tag.
So that's also the thing, is you could still claim it is an intelligent haunting, but it is also trying to deceive you by portraying itself as a little girl from the said time period.
Okay.
So there's the possibility it could be something of intelligence trying to
Not
portray
a little
itself as
girl.
something to communicate with
Okay.
you.
And I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. I know um, we
So
can agree.
so
Do we agree
yeah.
that's definitionally intelligent?
Yes.
So we agree on that. I think a lot of things can be definitionally intelligent, and whether you believe it is a ghost, whether you believe it is synchronicity, whether you believe it's something inhuman, that's kind of irrelevant because definitionally it's an intelligent haunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to bring this up because this is like my main conundrum I was having. I don't know why I'm in like an existential mood today, but this was the main conundrum I was having. There's an implication with intelligent hauntings that people don't really talk about. If
What?
it is an intelligent haunting you're interacting with, right? And we've been to places, we've talked about Simpson Hospital as a good example. We go there every year for the last 8 years. We've been there over a dozen times. There are entities there that we talk to every time we go there.
The stroke patient.
Frank.
Yes, there's Frank, the stroke patient, that we talk to every time. We have changed and evolved over the course of the 8 years talking to Frank. If it is an intelligent haunting, and he's said our names before, he knows our names, right? He recognizes us.
Mm-hmm.
Do these ghosts, I don't want to say do they age, because they clearly don't age. You're still a little girl hundreds of years later, but do they evolve? Like, clearly, like, is it really the case of like as soon as they die, that's it? Because if they recognize like if they recognize us and they know our names the next time we go a year later, clearly they can retain some information
So yeah, I don't know.
because there's implications with
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm. So here's my thought. I don't know. This is when we were talking about residual hauntings, right? And Angela was comparing them to like sandwiches or apartments with different layers. I like the apartments theory better, where it's like or a building where there's different stories and you have different timelines on each story. Who's to say an intelligent haunting isn't also shifting between those timelines?
Mm-hmm.
So, what we're thinking is a spirit that passed away 100 years ago. It could be only a couple days for them.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, we could still be interacting with
The living of them.
pause. No. Still the intelligent haunting. And it still has that consciousness of learning, but it is still can shift between the different timelines, right?
Yeah.
Between the different
Mhm.
floors. I don't know. It hurts my brain to think about it
So
that way.
Theory.
wait. So is this a good analogy? Residual haunting is the dream. Intelligent is the lucid dream.
Say that
Sure.
again. Say that again.
So you're still in a dream, but you are lucid in this dream, and you can interact with the environment
Who's
Yes.
dreaming?
as opposed to
The
just
ghost
be.
dreaming or
Yes,
we?
yes, yes. So picture you as the ghost, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You're a ghost, Angela. Ooh, spooky. I'm so
Are
scared.
you talking about me being a ghost
Yeah,
in
and
a
then
different
you're dreaming.
timeline?
If you're a ghost right now, you're a ghost. You
Okay,
cease to
like
exist.
in this
Deceased.
timeline, I'm a ghost.
Right now. Right
Okay.
frickin'
You
now.
talking about this timeline though, right?
Yes, the
Yes.
timeline where you
Right
need
now.
therapy. You
Right
need
now.
and you you didn't get the premonition in time that there was construction on the road and the cones fell on you and the little owl carried you to heaven.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you
I'm a
right now
ghost.
are a ghost and you're dreaming as a
Uh-huh.
ghost. If you are a residual ghost or
I'm
a
dreaming as
haunting,
a ghost.
you would
I
just be
don't.
dreaming. If you're an intelligent haunting, you'd be lucid dreaming. That's my
I'm
analogy.
kind of
Sorry
lost
about the
because
owls.
how can a ghost dream?
That's not my point.
No.
You're
Yeah,
taking
that's
this
not the
too
point.
literally.
Is like, okay, you know what? This might be too complex for Angela.
No. It's not too complex.
So
Why are
everyone's
insulting
intelligence has been
me?
fluctuating through this conversation, and
Just wait for when she finds out the Rosicrucians weren't real, but they were real.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
I
Okay, I need you. I need you to explain this like I'm a fucking toddler.
okay. So forget
Please.
you're a ghost. This is just an analogy. A
Okay.
regular dream,
Uh-huh.
a
Like
regular dream is comparable to a residual haunting,
yes, like what I was talking
where
about.
a lucid dream is comparable to an intelligent haunting, and they
Yeah.
can continually shift between the floors of time.
Okay.
Now you gotta
I
talk to her
get
like as
that. If
cheese.
only you said that the first time
I
without
did.
Instead,
being so
okay,
complicated.
but you made her a ghost, and that's what complicated things, Ben.
Yes.
Like you
But
didn't
why
need
was
to
I
do
a
that part.
ghost? Why did I need to be a
Because
ghost for
the
you to try
POV
to
is
explain
okay.
that?
The POV is um. Anyways, I'm about to have my Sixth Sense moment,
It
and
also
I see dead people. You've been a ghost this whole time. Ooh, sorry if I spoiled a 40-year-old movie for anyone.
it's their fault for not seeing it yet.
I know. You know that's the first horror movie I watched.
Which movie?
Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie.
That really threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the ending.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I feel like we should watch it again.
Yeah. You know, I saw something that ruined it. It's like made it depressing. Like he was a ghost the whole time and he still clocked into work every day. Isn't that so sad?
Poor guy.
He's in hell. He didn't make it to heaven. That's hell. That's purgatory. At least he
Yeah.
can still see his kid, right?
Mm, I guess. In a way. I don't want to talk about that. It's sad.
This is such a sad episode. There's nothing fun in this episode.
I don't know. I'm
I'm
having
s-
fun.
well, I'm sorry I got a little
I haven't.
existential in this one.
The Sixth Sense is just kind of sad in general. I don't know. Something about the Sixth Sense movie kind of just off-putting, and I don't like it.
Yeah, because
What
you find out everybody is dead. Like, it
would
is
you
a sad movie.
would you rather M. Night Shyamalan make more Avatar movies? I mean, pick your battles.
Get that out of here. No. That movie doesn't even exist.
I've never seen Avatar.
Okay, like hot take, Old was a good movie. I like that movie.
I
I
don't
don't.
know what movie that is.
Oh, the one where they're like stuck
Oh,
on that
Old
beach and
on the
they
beach and the age. That's a good
the
movie. I saw it in
past.
the theaters. It was
no,
good.
it's I don't know if you ever seen Lady in the Water?
No,
No,
That
no.
one's a
that
good one.
is.
That was one of the first few he made.
I'll have to
I
check
highly
that out.
recommend it.
Spooky
The
season continues.
animatronics in it and the um prosthetic props for the creatures, peak amazing. Loved them. It was very whimsical and mysterious, but also like suspenseful at the same time.
Hmm.
hmm
I shall have to give it. Angela, let's watch that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, suspenseful and whimsical, that's our goal for next episode. Um, this is our
Sounds like
existential episode. Next time will be whimsical and suspenseful.
I feel like all of our episodes end up existential in some sort.
I don't count the sandwiches like that. Yes, it was, but like we're still talking about sandwiches, and we can still post memes about like
We're the
cheese.
pickle on the
Yeah,
top of the sandwich with the
but the pickle can go in between layers. Like the pickle is us or someone dreaming and going through the different layers of time.
yeah.
I still I like the building apartment analogy better than
Fine,
the
but
sandwich.
Why are we
sandwiches
still
That
are
makes
talking
more
about
sense in my
any of
it
brain.
this?
makes more sense, but the sandwich is more creative. Everyone would
Yeah.
probably use like the building an apartment example, but no one else is going to use the sandwich example.
That's the best point she's made all night. We are the only podcast, I think, on any of the platforms that spend a whole episode about residual hauntings, talking more about sandwiches than
Sandwich layer.
hauntings.
Hauntings.
Yes, the sandwich layers. Does anyone else know what we're talking about? No. If someone asks, "What are you talking about, sandwich layers?" They're
You
gonna
gotta
say,
listen to
"Listen,
the
listen,
episode.
listen to
Hmm.
Paranormal Lens." I think we made a mistake dropping all the metaphors in this episode because we've been very straight and to the point and existential to perhaps to a fault, but maybe this will be our most popular episode ever. And people are like, stay serious. You guys, you finally shut up about all the goofy stuff. I'm glad you all are taking this serious. We do take this seriously. We just have fun.
We just like to have fun.
We have fun.
Nothing
And
wrong with that,
nothing wrong
people.
with that.
Yeah.
I
If
don't
you
like
don't like
serious people.
silliness, go listen to someone else.
Yes.
I'm sick of serious people. It's fucking annoying.
Okay, Angela. Turn it down a little bit.
Turn
We'll
it down.
turn fast down.
What do you mean? Because I can be serious, and so can you. Some people don't know the balance, right? Everything is a balance.
Yes, there's balance. There has to be
Even
balance.
our dumbest episodes. Not gonna name any names, but some of the topics I went in thinking this is the dumbest topic,
Yeah,
and
like
they
the
got.
album one.
I wasn't naming names, but they ended up very creepy. So we talked about, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this very serious episode, if you're one of the serious fans, um, we did an episode talking about owls and their connection to UFO sightings and ghosts. Okay, sure. Halfway through, it got really creepy really fast, talking about the owls on the threshold and how they're
To be
threshold entities
clear,
watching us. And I got creeped out for the first and only time making this podcast.
I
So
think only you got creeped
You were
out.
the
I
only
did.
one who
It
got
was a
creeped out.
creepy episode. That was a creepy episode, and it got serious. You have to at least acknowledge that that episode started off really silly, and it got really serious. We're always balancing the two. Sometimes like we'll be like 75% silly. Fuck, what's the math? 15? No.
I don't
Gosh,
even
dang,
know
you know
what
what I
math you're
mean.
trying to do right now.
Taking it back to the topic. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I still think that for there to be an intelligent haunting, it really comes down to if the soul or whatever is afterlife or whatever has a conscience still.
And I feel like that's not a question we're going to be able to answer until,
No, I don't think anyone's ever going to be
like,
able to answer that
yeah.
question. There can only be theories to that question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like episodes where that's the final thought.
Yeah, that's not, because that's so open-ended.
Yeah,
What's your
but
But like
final
we
thought,
also
Bree?
what's my final
Yeah,
thought?
yeah, because
I feel like
that got deep.
I don't know. I feel like I already kind of wrapped up my opinion on it and said that
Yep.
there's probably more interactions with residual than intelligent, but probably less than you're thinking.
And I agree that I think we've come to a place where definitionally, a lot of things are definitionally intelligent, and it's up to us to fill in the blanks on what that entails. I
Mm-hmm.
will say, as my final thought, we are talking about how we have all these bits and inside jokes that we continue to repeat ad nauseum on this podcast. If a ghost were to reference objectively to a third party an inside joke, and bring it back to the
That'd be
bit, like full
interesting.
circle. If a ghost references an inside joke and has comedic timing and is observed and interpreted as, the actual words being stated by a third party that isn't aware of this inside joke, I think that would prove intelligent hauntings because it's all about the bits.
Yes. I think that
Hmm.
would be hilarious.
I think it would
That'd
be.
be fantastic. If you're a ghost who's listening,
Another thought, another thought.
Did you yawn?
go away.
Another thought really quick. Might be too much, but do you think that maybe that what we think is an intelligent haunting is actually still a residual haunting, but we're just tapping into a form of residual haunting? Does that make sense?
I think that's the point of Ben's whole argument.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just saying it in a
A different
Different
way.
way.
different way. Okay. Yes.
Cool. Do you guys want to repeat anything again, or should we take it to the outro? Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Paranormal Lens. If you liked what you heard, every 5-star rating and positive review tells the algorithms we're a worthy podcast and pushes us out to more listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next Thursday for another paranormal deep dive.